Hello, in this video I will introduce you through the cultural logic, the rap. Not the hip hop music obviously, but Rethinking Architectural Phenomena channel. A summary of the Master in Integrated Architectural Design taking place in Salle University, Barcelona. Tending to a discourse, this was the master class given by Anna Miliacci, a brilliant assistant professor of architecture teaching theory and design at the MIT, introducing the cultural impact of architecture through an amazing concept called the Critical Broadcasting Lab. The first two projects that Anna presented led her and her team to create the CBL in 2018. The first one was Fair and Unfair Use. It consisted in questioning the copying authorship and originality, looking beyond the relatively recent postmodern architecture and comparing it with the past. Result: architecture, knowledge, travels in the time in a very high speed. So on, the second project, Office US, which was the US pavilion in the 14th Venice Biennale, had the goal of reframing the American century through some amazing exercises, showing off the history of the American offices and their production abroad through creating in a building a space called Live Office, containing over 2,300 projects that resulted of a great research work they did. And finally, Anna explained what the CBL is about. And it's consisting on using technology and gamification joined to research as an amplifier in architecture. As a result, many projects made culture through the architectural experience created by the CBL an amazing experience for architects and the ones that are curious about architecture. Now let me tell you a bit about our cultural logic course. It is divided in three parts. The first one was action with Irma Arribas. A dose of creativity was activated in this part. We had to mishandle the chapel, a wooden artifact that was missing a cultural identity in La Salle Court. The classes took part outdoor. It consisted on critical cultural works around Barcelona, and it was an incredible course. Through this we could understand the cultural background of the buildings, the streets we were passing by, and this led us to jukebox the chapel. The project consisted into making the chapel travel into different cultural neighborhoods, get their culture and spread it around. The final presentation was a sample from North African culture, and mainly we were using the music. The second part was archive. We had the privilege in the first class to assist to the EU Miss Awards in the Barcelona pavilion with Ivan Blasi, and we got in touch with the different actors of the event, the participants, the winners, the nominees, and it was a real honor for us. In class, we saw all the captivating projects that the pavilion passed by, how it was transformed, and why would it be transformed. And as a group, we decided to inverse the opaque and the transparent in the pavilion. The transpavilion, as we call it, exchanges the glass with walls in a certain logic. That makes the pavilion have more exposition to the exterior. The path to visit the pavilion changed, and by visualizing the path video tour, you can understand it in a very easy way. And finally, with Ricardo de Veza, we could know about architecture in mass media. A very important way to get and spread knowledge. Think and rethink architecture and handle it in a very up-to-date way. So what we can do with architecture in that sense. What can be architecture and how can we rethink it in other logics. We will talk in next episode about the environmental logic. Stay tuned and see you soon.